Okay, well, hello everyone. I'm Janaki Bakle. I'm a professor of history. Hello, you can hear me? Excellent, excellent. I see all your names here. Abhishek, Ayushi, Srilekha, Neetu, Shiva, lots of you here. All right. So I'm Professor Janaki Bakle. I teach history at the University of California, Berkeley. Have you heard of it? You heard of UC Berkeley? Yeah? Anybody here who knows of UC Berkeley? Good evening. Yeah. Do you know of UC Berkeley? All right. So I'm not getting a response to that question, but let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing here. Right. I am talking to all of you. I'm trying to read what you're saying and talk to all of you from Amravati, from SRM Slabs. And Slabs, as you all know, is the acronym for the School of the Liberal Arts and the Basic Sciences. And SRM Slabs in Amravati. And what we've put together is a core curriculum of 5 foundational courses, 6 foundational courses, 2 of which are UGC mandated, but the others have been taken from universities that I have some experience with: Columbia University, University of Chicago, University of Michigan, UC Berkeley, some of my colleagues who teach at Harvard, some who teach at Stanford. And we put together a curriculum that is mandatory in the liberal arts. Do you all know what the liberal arts are? So the liberal arts were developed as a way of generating a kind of comprehensive education that would be the foundation for whatever it is that you would want to do in a specialized idiom. And so the liberal arts and the basic sciences were a set of courses that broadened your horizons and gave you a wide variety of skill sets, not necessarily technical skill sets, but they were technical in the sense that they taught you how to read critically, how to write well, how to write persuasively, how to read across the genres, how to read a novel, how to read a play, how to read epic literature, how to read scripture, how to write an essay, how to write an op-ed, how to write a screenplay. At the same time that it ensured that you had a fundamental and basic literacy in the sciences, in narrative science, in data science, in mathematics. And the assumption is that all of these skills across reading, across writing, across computing, across the natural and the scientific world, knowledge of the natural and scientific world, would provide you with a foundation such that regardless of whether you decided you wanted to major in law or in business or in engineering, it would make you a better lawyer, a better engineer. And we know this. We know that a liberal arts education, fundamental liberal arts education, makes you a better professional, regardless of the profession you choose. And so that's the kind of curriculum that we are putting in place. We have put in place, will be taught at SRM Slabs in Amravati. All incoming students will have to take it. There are 6 courses. Every single student has to take them. And what that means is that you sit in a classroom, and you sit in a classroom with students who are going to be history majors, who are going to be physics majors, who are going to be chemistry majors, who are doing pre-med. And you're all going to read some of the same material together. And you're going to read it with your teacher, with your professor, and you're going to discuss it together. And you're going to learn from each other as much as you're going to explore how it is that you can actually read some of this material and find relevance in your chosen lives. Does that make sense? Mona Sharma is asking, or she's saying, when we are not sure and we want to explore. Yes? Is that a question? Is that something you would like to do? So Preeti. Oh, good. I see questions now. Yes. My response to Brinda is, am I suggesting that this will be a foundation to a 3-year degree course? Yes. that whatever your 3-year degree course is, whether you decide you want to do history or you decide you want to do economics, you're still going to have to do all 6 foundation courses. What kind of career choices emerge in liberal arts? Asks Abhishek Gupta. Well, in a sense, the liberal arts allow you to make your way through, if you will, the thicket of education so that you can figure out what it is that you want to do. So you may think as you enter college that you're very, very sure that you want to do history, or you're very sure that you want to do mathematics, but you may change your mind. Okay, but how would you change your mind? How would you change your mind unless you were actually exposed to different options? If you come in only in one way, then you won't be exposed to those options. And so the liberal arts will give you choices that you can figure out in terms of what it is that your career choice will be. Is it only in SRM that this particular course is available? Yes. Some version of this is available in other universities. So Ashoka has a set of courses that are mandatory, but you can pick from a variety of them. And there is virtue to that. You can choose. But having foundation courses that are all compulsory, that are all mandatory, builds a cohort. It means that you get to know your fellow students. And you get to know your fellow students across the board, across the disciplines, across engineering and mathematics and economics. And those are encounters in classrooms which can only broaden your horizons, right? If you only talk to people who are exactly like you get narrower in your outlook. But if you talk to somebody, for instance, if you read Darwin, right, and you read Darwin with somebody who's going to study philosophy, somebody who's going to do environmental studies, and somebody who's going to do molecular biology, you will get 3 completely different, equally valid perspectives on a foundational text. Darwin's Origin of the Species, I think you would all agree, is a foundational text. Yeah. So is liberal arts, asks Janhavi, a good foundation for an economics career in the future? Absolutely. Let's suppose you are going to do an economics degree. Presumably, you're going to have to read, write a report, perhaps get up and talk about some research that you've done for a product when you're launching it in a new company or a startup firm, and you're going to have to actually promote that startup firm. How are you going to do it unless you know how to actually write an essay, right? Talk to people. How are you going to know how to do it unless you can speak English correctly? English is the language of business right now. How are you going to do it unless you can actually take a body of research and synthesize it into, say, a paragraph for an op-ed that you want to place in a newspaper, or a paragraph that you want to place in an advertisement? How are you going to do it without the liberal arts? If you did just economics, you wouldn't know. So you wouldn't be able to promote your own professional career. Yeah? All right, let's see. Are there, oh my goodness, lots of questions. All right, how long is this foundation for? As in, how long are we to do all the 6 mandatory courses? As long as it takes you to get done all of the 6 mandatory courses. If they are mandatory courses, then you have to do them. That's what mandatory means, right? Okay, all campuses will be taught in the same campus evenly. Yes, indeed, they will all be taught in the same campus, even when you choose a different course. Psychology would be a good foundation for psychology or psychiatry, without a doubt. Let's take you deciding to become a psychologist, to be a good psychologist or to be a good psychiatrist. You're going to have to actually talk to your patients, and you're going to have to find out exactly what it is that ails him or her. How are you going to do that? How would you know how to do it? Well, you have to learn how to listen. You have to learn how to synthesize what somebody tells you. And you have to actually learn how to keep your own emotions and your own prejudgments out of that conversation. And only then would you be a decent or a good psychologist or a good psychiatrist. So those are things that you learn in the liberal arts. Those are things that you learn in the liberal arts. You have some knowledge of biology. You have some knowledge of mathematics. You have some knowledge of psychology, some knowledge of literature, some knowledge of scripture, all of the things that are part of your daily lives. Brinda, what I say is very idealistic. Indeed. And very new to Indian students, indeed. And surely you want something idealistic when you're starting out for education, don't you think? When are you going to deal with ideas otherwise? If you're not going to deal with ideas at 18 and 19, when are you going to deal with them? If you already decide that you know everything, you're not open to an idea, what you're probably not getting is an education, you're getting something else. Do you need to worry about the fact that it's the first year of slabs? Why would you worry? Why would you worry about just sitting in a classroom with some interesting texts and talking about them with other students? Why would you worry about that? There's no need to worry. No need to worry at all. Okay? Sabhyasachi, is it helpful for career counselors? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that question. So give me a second shot at it, right? What do you mean career counselors? Do you get to major in a single subject, says Spandana, from our second year? Yes, you will, all right? You will get to major in your second year because you will have to start taking all of the courses that are mandated in order for you to get your degrees in whatever discipline it is that you've picked. Okay, other questions? Okay, Sabhyasachi. I think your question is one that I have not answered because I'm not entirely sure what your question is. You're asking me if it's helpful for career counselors. Do you mean people who would counsel you on a career? Is that what you mean? Sabhyasachi seems to have disappeared, so I guess I don't need to answer that question. Any other questions? Okay, I think I've answered as many of these, or at least the answers that I have are the same for a number of these questions. Brinda, lovely meeting you too. Thank you. It's very nice to meet you too, even though I can't see you. Preeti, you just have an emphatic yes, which is very nice. And so I hope that's just general emphatic yes to the liberal arts. All right, I think. All right. So, Srilekha, how would the campus life be? You know, that is something that I think when you come here, you should be in touch with other students and they can tell you, I'm a fuddy-duddy, I'm an old professor. So campus life for me is about preparing to teach you guys in classes. But I'm pretty sure campus life should be a whole lot of fun, right? I think there are a lot of things that are being planned in this university, various clubs, various activities, sports. I have to tell you, the food is terrific. Okay, I've eaten in the mess. I eat there every day that I'm here. So the food is terrific. Don't worry about that. What else? Can I outline, asks Brinda, how the course will be arranged? Liberal arts, all 6 of them in year 1, and choose anyone to major in the next 2 years, more or less. Yes, I don't think you can manage all. Yes, you're correct on that, right? The foundation courses are all that you have to take at the same time. Thank you, Preeti. It's great to talk to you too. All right, ma'am. Shiva Prakash, please name a few career options whose students opting for liberal arts. All right, I think I already answered that question. I'm pretty sure I answered that question. Yeah. Does the campus offer hostel facility? Yes, it does. It certainly does offer hostel facility. And Hiral says, you're interested in English literature and psychology, don't know what I want to do in my life. That's wonderful. It's actually very good to hear, because if you study English literature and psychology, you will have time to figure out what you want to do in life. You don't have to make all your decisions by the time you're 18, The liberal arts gives you enough breadth of a kind of perspective that you can decide after you've done your foundation courses, which will have exposed you to environmental studies, history, philosophy, religion, computer science, foundations of science, great books, which will give you enough breadth that you can then decide which one of those you want to drill down deep into, right? So that's how slabs would help you in that kind of conversation. All right, anything else? Make good technocrats. I've been hearing this since a long time. Is it true? Actually, no. I mean, I don't think liberal arts students make good technocrats in particular. I think if you want to be a technocrat and you take the liberal arts, you'll be a good technocrat. But it's not that liberal arts will turn every student into a good technocrat. So no, I would say it's not true. Are they helpful for civils? What exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean the civil service? Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Okay, they will help you with the civil service. They'll help you answer all of those questions in the IAS and the IFS exam that requires you to know all of this kind of detailed Indian history from prehistoric times into the present. So yes, that's an emphatic yes. You're very welcome, Sanjay. Okay. Spandana, does it not seem to be very different from the usual degree? No, it's actually quite different from the usual degree, because a usual degree you would not actually get 6 foundation courses. You'd come in and all that you do would be whatever one subject is that you've picked and nothing else, right? And at most you do 1 breadth requirement here, which you wouldn't take terribly seriously, and you'd do another breadth requirement there, which you would take even less seriously. So the idea of 6 foundation courses that are mandatory means that in fact is a much more serious liberal arts education than simply a single major education. Will taking liberal arts distract your focus from your majors? No, it should not do anything of the sort. It should, in fact, augment your major. Because regardless of what your major is, what you study in the foundation courses will help you with it. How does a digital native adapt to reading, thinking, and expressing that this course calls for? You're wondering. I'm not entirely sure I know what you're asking me. Okay. And I have to make this the last question, Shivani Sani. Will liberal arts help in designing courses? By this, do you mean, will it help in designing your course of study? Yes, it will. It will help in designing your course of study. All right. Well, I'm going to have to sign off now. And I hope I answered as many of your questions as I could. All right. Goodbye.